This is spreading. This is getting out of control. And you know they will not lose control. Change is coming. Something big is about to happen. And it may look like it did in 2020.
Protesters?
Yeah, completely shut down. This is westbound, and this is the eastern span as you head into San Francisco, looking live right here. It's just as you head onto the upper deck. So just past this point, Treasure Island will be, and you're heading into San Francisco. Let's get a different perspective. This is maybe a little bit of a better view. Look at that back up there. So we're getting word that about 100, maybe more people standing in lanes, protesters. They've completely shut down the Bay Bridge. Of course, APEC happening in San Francisco this weekend. President Biden is here in San Francisco, so we've seen this kind of activity the last couple of days, but this here is going to cause a big headache for anyone heading into San Francisco this morning, unfortunately. And you can see that right there at the bottom of your screen, all those flashing lights. There's a lot of CHP presence there, and all those cars just backed up for miles, stuck behind those protesters, people just trying to get to work or to school this morning or into San Francisco. So this is going to cause a big mess for anyone commuting into the city.
I love the country that I live in, do you? But at the rate it's going, chaos is right around the corner. We could be facing lockdowns. We could be facing curfews. Why am I saying all this right now? When 2020 hit, it gave them the picture of the future of what could happen as far as how they can control the narrative, how they can control what's happening. They see that if they introduce fear into the situation, because we were all fearing what we did not know, did not understand, it was easier for them to come out and say, well, we're going to close everything down. We're going to lock things down. We're going to place curfews. You cannot come out past this hour right here. And that made it easier for them because we were willing to do it because we did not know what we did not know. And so the things that are happening right now could lead us back into a lockdown, could lead us back into those curfews. It may not be that some virus is introduced into the system. It may be what is happening with the protest that's going on right now. U.S. Capitol Police clashed with protesters demanding ceasefire in Gaza. They had to evacuate lawmakers, you guys. Officers used pepper spray to push the demonstrators to remove them from that area. And over 150 people were violently protesting, they say. Of course, others say they're lying. So U.S. Capitol Police officers in riot gear clashed with dozens of demonstrators who gathered outside the DNC Democratic National Committee headquarters in Washington on Wednesday evening to demand a ceasefire in Gaza. I'm at the point now where I'm kind of thinking some people don't even know what they're protesting for, but they see other people protesting, and so let me join. Do they really understand what they're protesting against? So this protest was organized by 3 advocacy groups and held in the area near the U.S. Capitol. Lawmakers who were inside the DNC building said police had to evacuate the area. Protesters linked arms in front of the DNC building entrance, where some sang, "Which side are you on?" That is a great question for all of us. Which side are you on?
Ending a ceasefire to end the genocide that's happening in Gaza right now. 11,000 people have been murdered, and we're calling on the people who are being bought out by APEC, where millions of our tax dollars goes to Israel to be carrying out this genocide. We say no, and we are demanding a ceasefire. We're concerned citizens from across the country in the streets demanding peacefully, saying we want a ceasefire. Yeah, we were peacefully saying ceasefire now, and the cops violently pushed us to the ground, threw us to the ground. So the violence that is happening around the world is happening right in our backyards. But what's going on in Gaza right now is a genocide, and we are demanding an end to it.
So they say that officers pushed and pulled protesters to try and remove them from the area, at one point shoving one protester downstairs leading to the entrance. Police also used pepper spray and fired projectiles containing chemical irritants. Police said approximately 150 people were illegally and violently protesting. It said 6 officers were treated for injury ranging from cuts to being pepper sprayed and punched. So apparently the police weren't the only ones using pepper spray that night. And while one person has been arrested for assault on an officer, Capitol Police said on social media the organizers rejected those allegations that demonstrators were violent. And that seems to be the same thing with the whole January 6th situation. People say they were violent. Other people say that they weren't. Let the footage speak for itself. There have been both pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel demonstrations taking place, and that ripple effect has taken place across the entire United States, not just in D.C. And that's because of the Hamas gunman rampage through southern Israel on October 7, killing 1,200 people or more and taking hostages as well. Israel has retaliated with strike blockades on Hamas, and y'all, the U.S. is also firing upon another country. So are we in war or are we not? Let me know down in the comments. A congressman said that he had to be evacuated from the DNC building after it was surrounded by protesters who had blocked all modes of ingress and egress. He added, "We were rescued by armed officers who did not know the protesters' intent. They knew that only members of Congress were inside and could not leave, and that protesters would not let police through." So is that a calm protest or not? When you are preventing someone a way of leaving a situation that they fear for their lives. So let's go over who was the organizers. The organizers of the protest were If Not Now, which urges U.S. Jewish groups to end their support of Israel's policies towards Palestinians. Jewish Voice for Peace is the other, a group that advocates for Palestinian independence, and the Democratic Socialists of America is the other. Jewish Voice for Peace wrote on social media that the protesters had gathered to lay out candles for Palestinians killed during Israel's bombardment and call for a ceasefire. There have been protests that have been taking place at colleges, different states throughout the United States. This is why I say, if this continues, because we are in the midst of chaos right now, this is where the world is. This is where the world is. And if it continues, they will come in because that fear will be there. That fear will be in place. So it'll be easier for them to say, hey, we're going to have to put a curfew on certain areas, certain times, and you're going to have to stay in your house. So guys, think about 2020. Are we headed back to 2020 as far as viruses? Who knows? They are always introducing new things into the system. Let's not forget about the mosquitoes that they released just a few months ago. With that, stockpile your house. Have at least 30-day supply of food, water. Have your medications. Make sure you have backup power if you don't. Even if it's a flashlight, because you can't afford generators or none of that other stuff. Get more shelf-stable foods. Have enough water for each adult in your home. Cook, clean, wash your bodies, whatever you need to do with it. Because the way things are going right now, if you are not prepared, you are going to be lost. Okay? This is why I share my homesteading. You don't have to homestead. You don't have to do any of those things. But try to find a small place around your home that you can maybe grow a few things, you know? So y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy White's TV, Homestead.
dry. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?